The world of boxing has always been a theater for drama, emotion, and the clash of titanic personalities. The rivalry between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk is one of the most captivating narratives in the sport, filled with intrigue, suspense, and the promise of a legendary fight. After their much-anticipated clash, the question on the lips of fans, analysts, and boxing experts is simple: is Usyk one of the greatest boxers of all time? And should Tyson Fury retire? These two questions have dominated the post-fight conversation, and one of the most focal figures weighing in on these issues is none other than Froch, a retired world champion who has seen the very best of boxing in his career and is known for his unflinching honesty and perspective. Froch, who is no stranger to the intricacies of boxing, immediately shared his thoughts following the highly anticipated showdown between the two heavyweights. And his perspective was refreshingly candid. From the outset, Froch wasted no time in praising Usyk's incredible boxing IQ, his unparalleled technique, and his ability to withstand the pressure of fighting someone as physically imposing as Tyson Fury. What Usyk did in that ring was nothing short of extraordinary. He wasn't just outboxing Fury, he was outthinking him, Froch said. Usyk's performance, according to Froch, was a masterclass that further cemented his legacy as one of the finest boxers in the world. Usyk, the Ukrainian heavyweight, had already made a name for himself in the boxing world by moving up from cruiserweight and becoming the undisputed champion of that division. However, it wasn't until his fight with Fury that his place among the greats of the heavyweight division was solidified. Froch pointed to the way Usyk controlled the ring against Fury, a fighter known for his size, reach, and unorthodox style. Usyk did what few people thought was possible: he controlled the fight against someone as physically superior as Fury. That shows not just skill, but a level of mental fortitude that's rare in boxing. In Froch's view, Usyk had proven that boxing is not just about power but about brains, technique, and the ability to execute a perfect strategy under the spotlight. For Froch, the victory over Fury was more than just a win, it was a statement of greatness. Usyk's ability to adapt and dominate in the ring against a much larger opponent is a testament to his extraordinary boxing ability. Usyk has all the tools: speed, power, endurance, and a tactical mind. It's these traits that make him one of the greatest fighters of this generation. In fact, you could argue that Usyk's victory over Fury puts him in the conversation for being one of the best heavyweights of all time, Froch declared. This sentiment resonated with boxing fans and analysts alike, as Usyk's accomplishment was not just about claiming another belt, it was about proving that he could rise to the occasion when faced with a seemingly insurmountable challenge. The clash between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk was one of those rare moments in boxing where the stakes were high, not just in terms of titles, but in terms of legacy. Fury, who had been considered by many to be the best heavyweight in the world, faced a genuine challenge from Usyk, a fighter with a unique skill set and a chip on his shoulder. Fury's fans had built him up as the unbeatable giant, someone who could overpower any challenger that came his way. Yet Usyk, with his technical prowess, showed that even the most imposing figures can be outsmarted in the ring. Usyk showed that the mental side of boxing is just as important as the physical, and that's why he won. He had the composure, the intelligence, and the heart to take on Fury and defeat him, Froch explained. For Froch, Usyk's win was a crowning moment, not just for the fighter himself but for boxing as a whole. The victory was a reminder that, at the highest level, boxing is about more than just strength, it's about the ability to think and adjust on the fly. Following Usyk's victory, however, the discussion quickly shifted to Fury's future in the sport. The question on everyone's mind was whether the loss to Usyk signified the beginning of the end for Tyson Fury. With Fury's age creeping up and his career already filled with significant highs and lows, Froch was quick to ponder whether this loss should be the signal for Fury to retire. Fury has already done it all. He's defeated the most dangerous men in the division, and he has nothing left to prove, Froch said. Fury, despite his unorthodox and entertaining style, has had a career that spans highs like dethroning Vladimir Klitschko and surviving a trilogy with Deontay Wilder. However, Froch believed that after suffering a loss to Usyk, Fury must now face a difficult decision about his future. When you've had such a long and difficult career, with personal battles and mental health struggles, sometimes the most difficult thing to do is to walk away from the sport on your own terms. Fury has had his time at the top. Maybe it's time to leave the sport and preserve his legacy, Froch argued. Froch didn't mince words when it came to discussing the potential for Fury's retirement. For him, boxing is a brutal sport, and the risks of continuing for too long can be damaging, both physically and mentally. Fury has been through a lot. He's faced huge battles both inside and outside the ring. Perhaps the fight with Usyk is a sign that he's reached the end of the road, and it might be best for him to retire now before it gets any harder, Froch added. While it's clear that Fury still has the talent and ability to compete at the highest level, Froch emphasized the importance of recognizing when a fighter's time has come. The most difficult decision for any fighter is knowing when to call it quits, but it's a decision that ultimately keeps a fighter's legacy intact, Froch said. With a career full of highs and memorable moments, Fury's legacy as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time is already secured. Yet, as Froch points out, continuing to fight for the sake of it could risk tarnishing that legacy. However, despite his candid comments on Fury's potential retirement, Froch acknowledged that Fury may not yet be ready to walk away from the sport. It's tough. Fighters have that inner desire, that fire to compete. Fury is no different. He may want to avenge this loss to Usyk, and that's where the uncertainty lies. But even with a loss, Fury's place in history is secure. Froch also added that, should Fury decide to continue his career, he will need to adjust his approach to remain relevant in the ever-evolving heavyweight division. Fury has to figure out what went wrong against Usyk, address those issues, and decide if he can still compete with the best. If he can, then it's not time to retire just yet. But if the hunger and desire are no longer there, then it's time to step away. The thoughts of Karl Froch shed light on the larger implications of the fight between Usyk and Fury. It's not just about a win and a loss, it's about the shifting tides in the heavyweight division. Usyk has emerged as a genuine threat to Fury's reign, and Fury's potential retirement brings up questions about the future of the division. Will Usyk dominate for years to come, or will new challengers rise to challenge him? The heavyweight division is in a state of flux, and the outcome of this fight has added more layers to the drama that is sure to unfold in the coming years. Froch's insights into Fury and Usyk aren't just about the immediate fallout of the fight. They reflect a deeper understanding of the sport, of legacy, and of the decisions that fighters must make at the crossroads of their careers. While Usyk has emerged as the new king of the division, Fury's future remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is that both fighters have cemented their places in boxing history, and regardless of what the future holds, their fight will be remembered as one of the defining moments in modern heavyweight boxing. The next chapter in the heavyweight division is still being written. Whether Fury chooses to continue his career or walks away on top, the rivalry with Usyk will be one that fans will reflect on for years to come. And as for Usyk, the world will be watching to see if he can continue his dominance, or if a new challenger will emerge to take his place. The boxing world is never static, and the excitement of what comes next is always just around the corner.